Okay. So yeah. What made that conference better? Let me ask you.
Okay, yeah. The reason I like the Mineola conference the best, number one, is the first one. Secondly, we had speakers that were kind of. I mean, you had Ken, you had Lyle, you had I forget who else was there, but you had several there. Daniel, can't remember his name now, last name, but kid named Daniel. There was Neil Redmond was there, and then
for me, the conference it's never about the conference itself. It's always about the after party for the conference.
Well, and that's the thing, though.
That's what I go for always.
There was no after party at that one.
Oh, really?
When we went to that one, we all hooked up and we all went out to the Greer Hill camping site out on the I think they call it the National Forest that's out there. We went out there with a gentleman named James Pogue. He set everything up, and we were able to go out and set up tents and stuff, and actually go out on a walkabout where they had some activity and stuff. So we were able to go out that night and do stuff.
Wow!
But when we went into town, we were doing the actual conference. Had a lot of good vendors, had a lot of good places. I met Keith Crabtree there again. But when we got inside the theater and we were listening to people, we could sit there and you could tell what they were talking. It was okay. But then you got the local guys, George Jones, a gentleman named George Jones, who handles a lot of the walking tours and stuff, and the people that run that old theater there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they start talking. I was like, wait a second. The weekend before, they had the paranormal conference there, and I'm like, how did I miss this? Wait a second. And we were able to talk to guys that run that theater, me and about 3 or 4 others, we got an impromptu tour after everything was said and done of the whole shebang of that theater. In fact, I still follow them on Facebook to this day, that theater itself. That whole theater, that was such an experience, and to see the history and stuff that we saw. And I think a couple of people actually caught some stuff on camera they couldn't quite explain either. So it was really a cool thing.
So you kind of had like the whole spectrum of it all at that time.
Well, yeah, I mean, even though it was a quote unquote Bigfoot conference, you had the guys that were local that knew the place and knew everything, and that was doing that stuff, So
Missy's asking, what are you guys drinking tonight?
No, I was a rum and coke. So
I'm on Miller Lights tonight. Just keep it simple,
But yeah, so that was my favorite one. Now, like I said, went to Jefferson, left a bad taste in my mouth, other than the parties, that we had the nights before and stuff. We had a decent time. Obviously, I couldn't stay a lot of the time when y'all did the Dogman conference over here. So even though it was nice and it was fun and everything, I got to go one day or whatever it was. But the Alabama one last year was okay, but meeting the people at the Crest was the highlight of that one for me. So
I get it.
That's the only ones I've been to, and quite frankly, I'm just not a big conference guy. You know what I mean? I don't mind setting up a vendor table at somebody else's stuff, to get word of mouth out, but I'm just not a big conference guy. I really
no. For me, like I've been to a couple already, and it's never been about the conference itself.
It's about the people.
Most of my memories have always been like,
yeah,
outside the conference or the after party or meeting the people that
meeting the people you want to bullshit with.
Yeah, the conference itself has never really been much of a thing for me.
Okay, no Jim Beam though. I can't do the Jim Beam. I'm not a bourbon guy.
Yeah,
bourbon sours on your stomach too easily, but But
yeah, it's just honestly for me, it's always been just an excuse to meet up with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and like I said, I wouldn't mind going to an actual paranormal one, ghost hunters, because I'm more into the ghost side than I am the cryptid anyway. So I went to one.
That's where you and I have in common, because we both came into this from the ghost side. Because I was originally from the ghost side.
Well, I did one up in Gettysburg one time, a paranormal conference up there, and John Zappis was there. That's where I met
the Gettysburg Bash. Yeah, I've been there once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met John Savas there. We actually had a little. I can't remember what I want to say it's a Jenny house, but I don't think it was. It was another house that we were able to do a little minor. A few of us got able to get down and do an investigation into.
Yeah.
And if MJF is a legend. I don't know about all that right now on MJF, but we can talk about that one here in a minute. But yeah, it was a very fun thing, and that's what really that one and us staying up in Gettysburg when we were moving to the DC area. We got there a little early, and we spent about a week at a GMC motorhome rally. I used to have a GMC motorhome, classic motorhome, and we had a GMC rally at one of the campgrounds at Gettysburg. So we had a blast, and we went around the whole thing, checked it all out and all that jazz. But yeah, it was it was fun. I mean, it got me every chance I could get. I would want to go back. Any chance I got.
I'm only an hour and a half outside of Gettysburg.
Oh yeah, I know where you're at. Remember, I was stationed there at Fort Belvoir, so
yeah,
I know exactly where you're at.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there this year. I'm gonna go try to hang out.
You gonna go up to it? Yeah.
Try to meet up with some paranormal gothy groupies.
Yeah.
I always fail, but I always try. Always fail, but always try.
Woo Riders, happy 4th. Happy 4th. I ain't driving nowhere. I'm sitting right the heck here. I'm too old and fat to be doing anything else.
You know why I like I prefer paranormal investigations over like these cryptid investigations?
Why's that?
Because you got to be indoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's even air conditioned.
Yeah, air conditioned. And you can go out to the porch and sit down on the couch. You don't have that luxury if you're out squatching, folks.
Don't say that ever
Squatching
again.
Sucks.
That drives me nuts. That drives me at that word drives me
Bigfoot
insane.
investigation in the woods. No, that shit sucks. It's outdoors. You can't even take a shit if you need to. No, fuck
yeah,
that.
You can.
I don't want to do that. I've been invited on so many of these Bigfoot hunts. I'm like, no, there's no toilet. No, fuck you. No. I'd rather do an investigation indoors. That's why I prefer haunted locations and paranormal investigations.
I can dig that.
Because ghosts like to haunt near bathrooms with plumbing.
Yeah, but there's a lot of ghosts that haunt near bathrooms with plumbing that doesn't work.
Bigfoot ain't near no plumbing. I'm just like, okay, you got me out of my element.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, that
shit sucks.
I think the reason I like paranormal was what I got into first, obviously, because that's where all my experiences have been more of a paranormal aspect. I've always been interested in the cryptid side, their Bigfoot side. I don't even care. I won't even say full blown cryptid. I just been a Bigfoot fanatic, is what I've been. Anything Bigfoot, and then of course, when the show Finding Bigfoot started getting ready to come out, and I saw the first promo for it on Animal Planet, I about creamed myself. I was like, I was going to be in hog heaven. Oh my God, they're going to do a Bigfoot show much like the Ghost shows. I'm like, I hope they ain't stupid with it. First words out of their mouths, they get out there and they do the little whooping thing, and I hear freaking dipshit say, "Whoa, there's a squatch out there." Huh? What are you talking? And that's when I was like, nope, I'm done. This guy's an idiot. We're not going to even talk about it. I don't want to deal with it, and I'm not going to ever. But it became to the point there. I watched a few of them, and then of course when I realized real quick there's a lot of production value in all these, obviously. So I started watching. Instead of that one, I didn't really like them. I didn't like the people on it too. But I started watching Mountain Monsters when it came on, and I know that's maybe not scripted, but it's a lot of production. And I'm sitting there looking at people that are in it. Like I like Willie because Willie's ex-Army, and Willie's the trap guy. I'm like, oh, these are pretty ingenious traps he's coming up with, and making this stuff out of the blue. And of course, who could not love Wild Bill, the ex-Marine who you literally can't understand a word he says 3/4 of the time. And between those two and watching it, then I see a 400-pounder guy come out, and he's the lead or the expert tracker. You can't tell me that guy is going to go through the woods. Everything in the whole woods ain't going to know he's there.
Randy, can I confess something very deeply personal about me to you right now?
Oh, here we go.
And
You don't
it
care.
might be
You're drunk.
a bit scandalous if it gets
You're
out
drunk?
here. No, I got something that I've been holding on to that I feel like now is the right time to finally say it out to you and to everyone listening at home. Okay.
Okay.
Of the three, the big three, meaning the ghost paranormal side versus like the cryptid, Bigfoot,
Yep.
Dogman versus like UFO and aliens.
UFOs,
The
yeah.
big three, right?
Uh-huh.
There's all this other stuff, but the big three.
Yeah.
Of the big three, to me personally, the cryptid side is the least interesting. I believe it. I'm not saying I don't believe people.
Yeah.
And I'm
But it's
kind of
not fun.
interested, but out of the three between ghosts and extraterrestrials,
Yeah.
to me, Bigfoot and Dogman they're the least interesting to me.
Yeah, I have to say that too, because I mean,
I just
now
don't give a
you're
fuck.
looking at the guy that grew up on on the old In Search of with Leonard Nimoy. Hey, what's going on? Be kind.
Hey, Be Kind. You want to hop on, girl? Hey, Missy. Actually, Missy, do you want to hop on too? Let's share some links. You ladies want to? We're all drunk. Okay, here's the rule. Okay,
we don't
if you're
care
gonna
if you're
hop
sober or
on,
not.
I got one rule. You cannot be sober. If you're sober, fuck you. Go away. Tonight is for the drunkies. The drunkies. The wet.
I don't know what
ones.
he's talking about. I'm not.
So
drunk.
if that's my only requirement. I will send you a link. You're invited, but my only requirement, my only demand is not be sober.
Hey, she's under the influence. She's happy.
All right, let me send her. I'll send her the link right now.
I don't know if she'll actually click on the link, but she's happy.
Well, she knows how to do this. This ain't her first rodeo.
And that's why I get in, like you were just saying though. That's why I get in trouble a lot. I got cussed out in Texas chat one time by a lady who got mad at me because I told her I was the healthy skeptic of the bunch.
Wait, how'd she cuss you out though? Wait,
she literally told me. She told me straight out, I ain't got no time for any of you people, you fucking skeptics. I ain't got no time for none of you sons of bitches.
Oh, she straight up said fucking skeptics.
Yeah. Did you not understand what I just said? I said the healthy skeptic. I want to believe.
Oh, did she just drop
me more and just say
damn!
So.
She dropped an F-bomb on you in Texas
I
chat?
got nothing for her.
How sacrilegious! How that you don't do that in Texas? Drop an F-bomb in Texas chat? You don't do that.
Yeah,
you don't do that.
Yeah.
That's no.
Hey, what's going on, Danny?
Violation.
Yeah, well, I think the comment got removed afterwards or whatever. But I sat there and I was just sitting there.
Okay, so if that had happened in my chat, that story would have ended very differently. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I never saw the girl again. All I know is I sat there. I was like, listen, if you're going to get that upset at somebody who wants to call bullshit on some stuff, it is what it is. I don't call bullshit on stuff on a regular basis.
Well, you're attacking her. You're attacking her source of self-identity. She identifies.
I didn't attack her at all. I just told her straight out, I'm a healthy skeptic. I don't doubt what they think they believe, but I needed to have a little bit more proof to just say, hey, I saw this. It don't work like that.
Okay, well, let's lay it out then, Randy.
Okay,
let's lay it out because let's bring it up on your legitimacy scale, personal legitimacy scale. Wow, say that. Try saying that word drunk. Legitimacy scale.
That's why I'm letting you do it, not me.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rank Dogman? From 100% totally legitimate, 1 is bullshit, 50 is I
won't say complete bullshit. I won't say complete.
Darlene, did you hear what Randy just said? He just said Dogman is bullshit. Oh my God.
To me, because I have not had an experience and I haven't even thought of having an experience at it. But I can't take away because Tex had an experience and other people had experience, but I can't say that because it just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't make any sense.
But you said 100% bullshit. I mean, maybe
I said
40%.
1 before you gave me the stuff. So,
what about 25%? You went straight to 1.
Well, you didn't tell me 1 was complete bullshit either, though.
It's total
bullshit.
But I will.
Okay, at most I'd go 2.
That way. No, that's fine.
At most I'd go 2.
I'm just a little surprised. That's all. I'm not judging. I'm just surprised.
No. I literally, the reason, and I'll tell you why I say it this way. Not once, not any way, shape, or form, and I'm not trying to say this, but I said the same thing about Bigfoot too. I don't see a single credible track, mind you. I haven't seen a single credible photo. Even the hoaxes are so bad they're not good. Okay. And then after that, I mean, literally, you're just dealing with eyewitness. That's all there is. Now, I can't say that it's not there because I don't know. But from a scientific standpoint, number one, there's no way in hell you're ever going to see a canine on 2 feet.
Darlene, what do you think of all this?
Is she going to yell at me?
No.
Oh, okay.
Tell us your thoughts on that. What is your response? Give us your rebuttal.
No.
This man just said Dogman is total bullshit, Darlene.
Well, you know what? At the risk of being wishy-washy, which I fucking hate, I can be in either camp. Okay?
Yeah.
I totally understand the whole DNA, prints, crappy photographic evidence versus eyewitness encounters.
Yeah.
And I completely, I'm scientific. I am scientific. So I get it. But I've also had shit happen to me that is not scientific, but it was real. It was real.
And that's the thing. You know, you guys with the experiences is what I go off of. I can't say 100% bullshit because you guys have some sort of experience. I can't.
Well, no, I don't have any Dogman experience.
No, we never experienced cryptids. No, she ain't. No cryptid stuff here.
No,
we're all three of us have in common no cryptid experience.
Because all of my other experiences have, I believe, marked me as untouchable, or as long as you don't poke the bear, go looking for trouble. It says right in the Bible.
Yeah.
Do not test the Lord your God. But the Lord God marked me at 3 years of age. And I believe that that's why all this, both sides, divine spiritual encounters have happened to me, and all kinds of crap. All kinds of crap should have come my way because of what I was out there doing as a young, weird, naive person in Sasquatch country. Never touched me. Never happened. They knew I was there. Never touched me. You can go to any haunted place you want with me, and I may or may not experience stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't frighten me.
No.
It never harms me.
Nope.
It's just there. I hear it. I see it. I smell it. It makes me do things like open my door in the hotel room, even though I know
Darlene,
there's not going to be anyone there.
You know what, though, Darlene? You know what, though? We really got to take you out on an investigation.
Yeah,
we really got to take you out. I want to.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'll be with you.
I don't care. You know,
we got to take you to a location. Let's do this. Let's get.
I've stayed. Well, first of all, my house for over 30 years was a pathway. Every animal I ever had watched the exact same wall at the juncture of the ceiling and the wall. The exact same wall. I lived there over 30 years, had multiple dogs and cats. They all were fascinated with that cord. Eventually I just kind of said, well, it's a pathway. And I wasn't into any of this paranormal.
Yeah.
I had just filed away decades of experiences, personal experiences, and said, yeah, I don't know what it was. It happened. It was real.
Oh, damn.
Hi, Gary, Corey. Hi. I can't read very well. So.
All you guys have to do is come camp out on the Oklahoma Red River, start howling at the moon after sun goes down, and you'll get some cryptid action. You know what?
Oh my God, I don't howl at no moon. I don't need any of that because this
stuff. But guaranteed cryptid action, though? Guaranteed?
Yeah.
It's kind of tempting. I don't know. You want that guaranteed
anyway, I just,
action.
No, I really don't. I really don't.
Darlene,
I don't believe it can harm me.
I have a question
but
with you. I have a question for you, Darlene. Okay,
what?
Let me ask you this. Okay, and be real honest.
Donnie knows more about me than all of you guys.
Yeah.
All of you guys. He knows quite a bit of some of the spiritual stuff that has happened to me through the decades.
I'm spiritual as fuck, baby. I'm spiritual like a motherfucker.
Hi, Pancho.
Anyway, okay. Here's my question for you.
Okay.
What would you honestly do if you actually did encounter, like you were hiking one day, right? Let's just say you're in the woods, you're hiking, just
done many hikes.
You turn a fucking corner and there he is, a Bigfoot.
Ooh. Oh.
What is your reaction?
God.
What is your immediate? What do you think you would do?
I would probably sit down and have my palms out. And I would treat him the same as I treat like the tree spirits and everything else. I mean, they could have ripped me to shreds all of the years that I was alone as a child playing at the base of Mount Rainier for hours and hours every day in the woods. That was my life. They had to have known I was there.
Randy, what would you do?
You might as well bury me there because I'll probably have a heart attack and die right then on the spot.
Well, I'm old enough now that, that might be my reaction.
Exactly,
too.
Because, you're looking at something you've been looking for your entire life.
No, I have not.
Well, not
ever
you, but I'm just saying,
for
like me. It's same thing with any kind of ghost apparition, any kind
of ghosts are not
supposed.
No,
I'm not saying that. I'm talking about if you've been looking for it your entire life, and all of a sudden it's there. You're just like, I knew it, and then it's the same thing with that. If I looked up and saw it, first of all, I'm hoping he's not mad at me because he ain't coming after me. Secondly, right? I'd probably sit there and just say, I knew it, but. I'm not going to sit there and try and take a picture because that's obviously he's going to piss him off. So, or we wouldn't have all these crazy pictures.
I honestly think that I know everybody's going to rip me to shreds because this is so naive. But what can I say? I was a child so hell-bent on being out in the woods in nobody knew where from the age of 4 on.
Yeah.
That my dad gave me a huge metal whistle to wear around my neck. And his instructions were, if you're ever lost, sit in one place, do not ever move, and blow the whistle until we come.
Yeah.
It will keep the mountain lions away. It will keep the bears away. And he even gave me Kleenex to put in my ears because blowing the whistle would be so freaking loud.
Mm-hmm.
But I never had to do that because I always knew my way home. I always knew the trees. I knew the stumps. I knew the ferns. I knew the lady slippers, the trilliums. You can't pick them because they take 7 years to bloom again. I knew every single place, and it was alive to me, and it was they were real to me. I would talk to the trees. I would pet the tree. I'm like, 50 years old. I take my 2 boys to Hawaii for their 16th and 17th birthday, and I'm out there petting the plants as we're walking by on the hike. This is just who I am. It's like the crazy plant lady. They even gave me a little glass that says the plant lady. but
she takes Tree Hugger to a whole new level, doesn't she?
Oh God, I hated that whole Hugh Brenner thing. Not
Can I tell you what I would do if I were to encounter Bigfoot hiking in the woods? Can I give you the Donny Cho version?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, here it comes. Ready? Okay. If I were hiking in the woods, one day I turned a corner. There he is, Bigfoot. All 9, 10, 12 feet in height with his fur out there smelling like shit.
Yeah.
With his 3-foot dick hanging out, which is all like a different color. I see this. My first reaction is, from my point of view, okay, if you had to play this out like a first person video, time slows down. It goes like Matrix style, like time kind of freezes.
I know that feeling.
And then I sort of kind of retreat into myself consciously. Or I go, like, I retreat my consciousness back into my third eye. And from that focal point of spiritual chakra, I call upon my ancestors. So then at that point, all of my spirit guides, my ancestors, will form up behind me, right? And then I open my eyes slowly in this total Zen-like state. And I focus on Bigfoot. And I just say, just very clearly, I'm not here to fuck with you, but I am not the one to fuck with. Let's just walk our separate ways. And then Bigfoot, what he would do, he would just look at me. He would just give a slight nod and just walk the other way.
Well, see, it's very similar. It's very similar because since my first spiritual encounter at somewhere between 3.5 and 4 after my sister died, I always talked out loud. I always talked. I knew I had this group. One was the one who came to me after my sister to explain things to a 4-year-old after your sister died. In the times, I'm older than both of you. So Dr. Spock was supposedly the expert. Don't tell your kids anything because they can't understand anyway. Well, now we know if you don't tell them anything, they will make up their own explanation for what's happened. And that's what I did with my sister when she died. Because nobody told me anything. And I suddenly didn't live with my parents anymore. I was shuffled around and my mom had this complete breakdown, was hospitalized. It was this whole thing that train wrecked my family. So I have this encounter that explains to a 4-year-old little girl that it's all going to be okay. I'm going to skip the whole details. But what I'm trying to get to is, so before I got in kindergarten, I knew, like I know my eyes are brown, I knew that these people that other people couldn't see and I couldn't see all the time were around us and would protect us and would help us if we just asked for help.
Yeah.
And so I talked to them out loud all the time, and here I am, over 60 years old. I still talk to them out loud, and whatever. I can be the crazy old lady. I don't give a shit. But the thing is that, yes, Donnie, I have this posse.
Fuck yeah.
And
exactly.
yeah, I got this posse. But I also believe in respecting it.
Yep.
And
don't be an outright dick. Don't be like a straight up couple,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Respect
I leave you alone, you leave me alone. We're cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so here's all these years of playing alone at the base of Mount Rainier, where, you know, all the Bigfoot and UFO and all this other crap is happening. Do you know, I never so much as had a raccoon cross my path. What the hell? I mean, I'm out there from like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning.
You know, I'm kind of the same way as you. I feel like
it starts getting dark.
Yeah.
And nothing. And I'm out there playing. I'm hacking around, building forts in the middle of the woods. My parents would have had no clue. If I lost my whistle and needed them, they would have had no clue where to look for me. Because, you know, I knew my way because, there's that big, huge group of ferns, and then next will be the dead tree, and then next will be the huge one with this weird branch on the side. I mean, I knew how to get my way back. But, I mean, nothing.
I'm kind of on the same boat. Yeah.
We had coyotes and what have you that would call. I would go to bed at night. It was great. It was like, I loved living there because it was like camping.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be in my bed and I could hear the coyotes at night calling and howling. I thought it was so cool. And then, you know, then I get to be a teenager, and you get to be like an idiot teenager, and all kinds of stupid hiking risks I took. It's like, mother of God, how did I not die? You know, like I'm talking hiking up the face of this with my 2 girlfriends and their dog. I'm hiking up the face of this. I don't want to say mountain, but if you're on the East Coast and everything's small, this is out on Mount Rainier. I knew the path, but we were about 2 months too early for the melt to happen. So I kept saying, well, if we just go over this crest, we should be able to. The trail will zigzag, switch back up there. And there should be a waterfall somewhere, but, you know, stupidity of an 18-year-old, the waterfall's frozen. We were zigzagging. We were switchbacking up the face of the waterfall. We're 2/3 of the way up, and we hear running water. We come to this huge, melted out circle thing, and I realize that we're hiking up the face of the waterfall that I keep saying should have been there. And oh God, you know, what the hell? How come we didn't fall through there and be dead and missing, you know, until our bodies were discovered when the melt finally happened? I don't know.
You know, I kind of get you on that, Darlene, because I'm like, one of the things I can relate to is that I also feel like paranormal and weird supernatural shit like kind of intentionally avoids me. Which, you know,
supernatural stuff doesn't.
Yeah,
but not all supernatural stuff is evil.
I mean, I've been on multiple investigations, and it's like the spirits there all fuck with everyone else except me. Like, what's that about?
Well, you know? Spirits will come to me. Spirits come to me, and but nothing. Well, I won't say. I've had a couple of times when, after my daughter died, and I wasn't dealing very well with the grieving process, and now, number of years later, with a little bit more knowledge, looking back on it, I had kind of created a bad environment where I was susceptible, I believe. And so I started seeing and experiencing disturbing things. And one night I was just, I had I had this place on my fireplace mantle for a couple of years before I sold the house after she died. And it became where my son and my daughter-in-law, we put pictures of her, and I had vases of flowers and, some of her memorabilia from her life. It became kind of, I don't want to say the word shrine because that sounds icky, but you get what I'm talking about. It became like a focal point for her. And so I went up to it that one night, and I had a cross on there and everything else. And I spoke out loud and I said, Amanda, I don't know if it's you. If it's you, you need to knock it off because it's freaking me out. And if it's not you, I need you to team up with Jesus and kick this shit out. Because I said it better than I'm saying now because I'm influenced of a little Mai Tai. I asked both God and Jesus and Amanda to take care of whatever the hell had been going on for a bit in the house, and it never happened again. And that's been 7 years ago. It's never happened again. Never. So, and there were a few things. So the sitting on the side of my bed at night and waking me up may have been her. I kind of believe it was her. And she respected the fact and understood that was freaking me out. But the other stuff, the shadowy, dark forms that I could see even without my glasses on, even in the dark of the bedroom, these, I can't even call them shadow figures. It was more like black mist that sort of had a shape, like floating through my field of vision along about 2 feet off the floor. Some of that kind of stuff. I was like, yeah, no, we're done with this. Whatever the hell it is, don't allow it anymore because nuh-uh. Never happened again.
Damn.
Oh my God. I've been talking too much.
No, you're good.
No, you know what, Darlene? I think no, this is good. You know why this is good? Because you've got the ball rolling. And then now
you started
I know the direction of the show. You've made the direction of the show very clear.
Okay, I need to shut up and let you guys talk.
No, hell no. I'm enjoying this.
I'm going to piggyback off you, Darlene, because I'm going to ask you now, Randy.
First, wait. I want to know what she's drinking first. I don't know what she just did.
Mai Tai.
Mai Tai. Oh, okay.
Good Lord. That's got enough liquor in it to put everybody down.
I know, but I water mine down. I'm an old lady.
Randy, here's my question for you, okay?
Okay.
What is your most personal fucked up ghost story?
The one reason I do not deal with spirit boards in any way, shape, or form anymore.
Okay. Tell
ever.
Us. I want to hear this.
When I was in college, this is back in '88. When I was in college, of course, I worked at Whataburger. I went to Angelo State University. So working at Whataburger, I go to school from 7, 8 a.m. in the morning till about 3, 4 in the afternoon. I was taking a full load, 18 hours. Then I'd get done. I'd eat. I'd get in the car, go over to Whataburger, and I'd work from 5 in the afternoon to 3 o'clock the next morning. So I was getting about 4 hours of sleep. Well, needless to say, when it come time to, a day off, I was either sleeping the whole day or I was partying the whole day, one of the two. And usually it ended up being a party. Well, me and about 3 others are sitting there at this one lady's house. I say lady is a girl, 2 guys, me, and about 3 others. We were all D&D partners is what we were. We used to play D&D in the old
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep, the old D&D, the old ways back then.
Yo, I was the president of the Dungeons and Dragons club in my high school, by the way, Randy. I don't know if you knew
that does not surprise me.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's not surprising me. It's okay though. But anyway, hey, I passed it on. Both my daughters play D&D to this day. They play it online now with their friends. They really do. So cool. And you talk about guys, people from all over the world. You know, one's in England, one's here, one's in Canada, one's in I think Tajikistan or something like that. Either way, they're all get together and they play D&D online.
Oh wait, Randy, real quick, not to derail the conversation, but I do have to quickly mention. You've heard about the efforts to wokeify D&D?
No, I have not, and God forbid if they do.
We'll talk about that later, but
do not allow that to happen.
Continue with your original point. We'll talk about that later.
How do you wokeify one of the
they're doing it. They do
one of the most if you got the right DM, you got one of the most vicious / I don't want to say liberal, but very, very affectionate side.
They wokified
no matter what the hell it
Randy. Is. They wokified it.
We'll have to talk about that later.
We'll have to talk about it.
We finished D&D, you know, we're all drunk, and the girl is laying over on the couch behind me, over this way. So she's by herself. This dude pulls out a Ouija board. I don't know any better, obviously, at that time. I don't know anything about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, let's try it. And, of course, we start doing it. And I'm sitting there like, oh, this is bull crap. You're moving it. And all of a sudden, we're like, no, we're not moving it. We're not moving it. And we start talking to it. And I can't even, it's been, 40 years since I did this or whatever it's been, so we're sitting there going back and forth. I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. And the thing literally, we asked something, are you so-and-so? And it whipped toward me, toward the nose side, the nose thing. And not just a little bit. I mean, it whipped. I'm like, what the hell? They had asked if it was one of their spirits or one of their friends or whatever. And I'm like, I knew enough about the board and the quote unquote game that if you actually got anything, it was not going to be a spirit that you wanted to talk to in the first place. Okay. They're going to lie to you. No. And then all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I look over and this girl she's laying on a couch like that. Now, I could have been completely so drunk that I'm just hallucinating, but I don't think I was. Straight up like that. Levitates up.
Oh, what the fuck?
Spins around.
Oh, my God.
Slams against the wall behind her, drops back down to the couch, and she wakes up. Who did that to me? We're all like, we're like,
and you watched all this. You watched her literally go up, spin around.
We literally saw it. Me and 2 other guys saw it.
Damn.
We're literally like, oh my God. So I said, we need to stop this now. They started to get up and walk away. I said, no, get your ass right here. We need to close it right now. And we went through the stuff to close it, and get rid of it. I never touched another one again.
But you straight up saw that shit.
Won't ever.
What year was this that you knew?
This was 1988. This is 1988.
Oh, okay, quite a bit later. So I think my first first and only Ouija board experience was, I want to say I was young. I was like maybe 10 years old.
Yeah.
And staying overnight at a girlfriend's house, the classic story. And she brings out this thing in the living room there, and everybody else had gone to bed and whatever, and introduced it and told us the whole concept of the planchette, put fingers on it and the whole thing. So I'm like, whatever, this sounds really stupid, but so I put my fingers there was one other girl there. I can't remember who. So there were the 3 of us. And I put my fingers on the thing and the planchette. And, they asked like some stupid lame ass question.
Yeah.
That 10-year-old
way it
girl
always
would ask. whatever.
It always starts.
Right?
It always
and the
starts.
thing started moving. And I, this sounds so cliche, but it's the truth. When it started moving, I felt this wave of ick.
Yeah.
Ick. I have no other word. Yeah, I am a very, I have a good vocabulary. I have no word other than ick.
Kind of like the way it feels if somebody was to crack an egg over your head and let it drain down.
No, a rancid egg.
Well, yeah, okay. You could feel you could almost smell it, right?
It was visceral.
Yeah.
This repulsion I felt. I lifted my hands away and I said, I don't want to do this. And they're of course, unaffected, oblivious, thank God. And they were like, what's the matter? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm going outside. So I went outside and left. I left the room. And they did whatever they did. I never heard anything more about it. But at the minute I left her living room and went outside at night and sat there on the porch, I was fine. And I didn't come back inside until they told me they had put it away and everything else. And I was just like, and that was just really strange for me to have that kind of a reaction, but I trusted it. And I left, and then there must have been a couple of times subsequent through the years that I was exposed to one and I had nothing to do with it, never wanted to. I kind of feel the same way about table tipping. Although, I don't know, and this might be how they get you. I kind of think now that I might have enough awareness to be protecting myself to participate in table tipping, but this is where I go back to you don't poke the hornet's nest. You don't poke the bear. There's crap out there.
Yeah, and you got to make sure you close it too. If you don't close it up, you just
I
left the portal open.
I didn't. Here's like 50 years later, like the last 6 or 7 years, and I'm learning about closing the Ouija board session and everything else. And I'm like, damn, I'm glad I didn't have anything more to do with it because nobody back then knew about closing the Ouija board.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have no explanation for how I got to be this old. Other than
purity luck like me.
I got like this little posse. As long as I'm not a total freaking idiot, they're watching out for me. Well,
I kind of got lucky because what I got right now is I always got Jim Croce watching me, at any one time.
We gonna see that? Oh, there he is! Man, I was so
Jim's always
sad.
watching over me.
So sad when his plane went down.
Oh
yeah. Man. And then how ironic, all his music starts hitting the top charts. It's like,
his best music was released after he died, dude. So.
Wait, whose music? Like, who the fuck are you guys talking about?
Jim Croce.
Sorry,
Badly Road Brown.
I had to turn off my mic because I was just like chomping on potato chips.
And
by the way,
you got the monkeys, don't you?
This is my show. I just have to say that there's one person that I blame for this situation right now is Jason McLean, because at the Alabama conference, he had a thing of Pringles that was salt and vinegar, and I tasted it.
Oh, you like those.
And I was like, I've never tasted salt and vinegar potato chips before.
What?
And he's like, why not? And I'm like, I'm not a snacker. I don't snack. I just eat meals. I think snacking is like a pointless thing. And Jason's like, what do you mean? And I took another bite, Now I'm just like eating salt and vinegar potato chips all day, all the time. And Dad Jason McLean,
my
son
son
of a
likes
bitch,
those.
has ruined my life and my health.
I absolutely freaked out today.
Fuck that guy.
First time I'd ever tried dill pickle Lays.
Dill pickle Lays? I've seen that. I was like, who eats that? Is that
I got
good?
them today, and I tried them. I was like, damn, they're pretty damn good.
Dill pickle
My
Lays?
son likes both of those. But I'll tell you what, I'm a card maker. I make cards, like greeting cards, happy birthday, whatever. By hand, I make those. Anyway, so there's a group of us. There's actually other weird people like me, mostly women, who make cards. And so a group of us get together every April, and we rent out a place for a whole weekend, and we bring all our crap and laugh and be idiots and stay up late and make cards for like 4 days straight. It's great. We learn a lot from each other. Anyway, so this one woman brings, God help me, a tub of, I don't even know if I'm going to say it right. It was like dill pickle ranch dip. It's the best freaking thing.
First of all, I don't like ranch, so yeah, I'm out.
I don't like ranch either, but this was good. Oh my God. It's a good thing I have no idea how to buy the stuff because anyway. Oh, Puck Elf. Hi. I love paper crafts. Yes, me too. In fact, that's what I'm sitting at right now is my little paper crafting desk. I have stencils and my inks and some paintbrushes, and I'm trying out some new mediums with. Anyway, never mind. You guys don't care.
Keep going.
But it's really fun. It's really fun for me. It's very fun. I have this new type of medium that you paint on with a spatula over stencils onto paper. So it's the right combination of science and art to keep me interested. You have to have the right type of paper, the right consistency, weave, water content. You have to have the right tools to apply it. You have to have the right technique to apply it. And if you do all those things right, you lift up the stencil and there's this magic on the paper. It's like, I can't believe I did this. I'm trying to find a sample of what I just tried, but it's over there in a box. So,
okay,
no,
Donnie, I just sent you something.
Anyway, it's very fun. I like it.
I saw it. Yeah, I see it. Can I tell you? Can I tell you all's like fucked up ghost story now? Is it my turn now?
So look at this. This is my latest stencil. Is that great or what?
That's good.
I'm going to use that. Okay, I'll shut up.
No, you're good, baby. No, you're fine.
Go ahead, Danny.
I mean, no, you were a godsend because you gave me time to chew my newfound passion, salt and vinegar. God damn it, Jason McLean, you've ruined me. You've ruined me, you son of a bitch. It's not, now all I do is just eat. I used to never eat snacks. So I'm just eating snacks all the time.
Sweetly morbid bear.
Like,
bye. Love you.
Anyway, sorry for chewing into the mic.
Poncho, I'm out.
Sorry.
Take it, Donnie.
Blame Jason.
Get a refill.
Go get refilled.
I need to get a refill. You go.
All right, I'll tell you a fucked up ghost story.
Hurry up, let's go.
Okay, wait. Let me crack open another beer while I'm at it. Baby, it's 4th of July. Oh, yeah, actually, before I go into my fucked up ghost story, Randy, I forgot that we actually had a plan for a theme topic for tonight's show, and I completely forgot about it until now.
I got it right here. Ready? America. So we got America going on.
Randy. Now, tonight being 4th of July, it's 10:42 in the Eastern time. 4th of July is coming to a close.
Okay.
Give us your thoughts, your general thoughts on America's independence and America as a nation and as a country as a whole.
Oh my God.
Let's go there. Let's fucking do it, baby.
What
Let's
she just said.
shit.
Oh my God.
Let's do it, baby.
Let's fucking do it, baby. Let's all go around. Just give our general thoughts on fucking America. America, July 4th. We drunk. Let's do this.
I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, it's my country, damn it. And if you don't like it, tough shit.
Give us your general thoughts. I mean, the floor is yours, baby. Say some shit.
Think about it like this. With all the upheaval and stuff going on today, it's 200 and just short of 250 years. Okay. At just short of 250 years, we're now at a crisis in this country that even the forefathers couldn't have seen. I don't even know if you consider it really a crisis. Just a whole bunch of idiots.
Those old ass motherfuckers don't even know about electricity.
Exactly.
Their opinions are irrelevant.
Exactly.
Oh, it's a crisis. Yeah. Make no mistake.
Well, and I don't like going into politics. I don't like politics. I hate politics. I really wish I could go back to Reagan. Okay, so that'll tell you something.
Let's get political. But, no holds barred.
As far as
Kimberly, we got to consider. Up.
We got to look at this, through a certain rose-colored glasses. Because I mean, technically speaking, if you look back at it, the only reason we won the War of Independence in the first place is because Britain was actually fighting on 5 different fronts at the same time.
No, they were kind of doing that, yeah.
Exactly. And they thought they could come back and just take it over after.
They were very overextended.
They were fighting, British.
Yeah. Hey, Americans, don't be acting like y'all some military geniuses.
We were fighting borrowed from the Indian strategy, the Native American.
They were kind of getting it from all directions at that time.
They thought they'd be able to come back in later after they finished up all their other crap and just go and wipe us back off, But then they came back in War of 1812. The Second War of Independence is what it essentially was, and you got the War of 1812. Well, by that point, now you got a few more battle-hardened people on the American side, and you got the support of the Indians because they saw what the British did. And then you got the support of the French that just got their asses handed to them by the British, and they wanted some payback. But the only way to do that was to help support us like they did in the Revolutionary War. So I don't know what happened with the War of 1812, other than the fact when they got here, they ran into a buzzsaw they didn't think would be there. But after that, they're like, shit, we're not fighting the Atlantic to come over here and fight this crap no more. And they just stepped back. So if we look at it in any different way, any one thing doesn't fall into place, and America is not America.
True. And you know what? I am newly exposed to the theories that George Washington and his troops had some extraterrestrial or whatever encounters. And it gives me pause. You layer all the what's the word I'm looking for, Donnie? The not synchronicities, not coincidences, but all the unlikely events that occurred at just the right moment in time. And then you also add in the what if about any other kind of paranormal or ET or whatever you want to call it, assistance or influence or whatever that may have occurred. And it's pretty strange. And then I say, well, what the hell? How come you're not helping us now? Because this is a pretty disturbing juncture in time for the democracy of our country. I'll just say that. I know you don't want to get into politics, and I don't either, because
let's get political.
I freaking hate politics. I have not liked any I am the age group.
Actually, you know
we
what?
were the first 18-year-olds to be allowed to vote.
Let me
I
just
was
make
so
a statement.
proud, and it sucks.
Let me just make a statement right now. I'm going to make a very political statement. You ready?
Oh Lord,
we're getting political. Let's get political.
Okay.
Why not get political? Why? What's wrong with it?
I'm going to have another cherry sour on that note.
Okay. I'll give you my political statement. You ready? I think AOC is a hottie. I have a big crush on her. I don't care about her political views or anything about that, but I would like, if she were, if we were at the bar together, I would definitely ask her out on a date because I find her attractive and I like her. So there.
Okay.
Can I make a confession?
Sure.
I didn't vote for Obama the first time. I voted for the McCain-Palin. Actually, I voted for Palin. Everybody's like, "Well, you mean McCain-Palin?" I said, "No, I voted for Palin.
No,
I'm banking on him dying and her taking over." And she's hot.
She's a hottie. No, Palin got it going on. She had it going on at that time.
Yeah, she did at that time.
She got that sexy librarian look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I used to get people so mad at me when I tell them that. Like, it's just like the joke, and this is going to offend a lot of people out here. It's just like the joke, how can you tell when a woman has an orgasm? Who cares?
You got me there, my friend. You got me there.
Yeah, we can say the same thing about men.
Exactly. Y'all say the same thing about us.
Can I tell you my fucked up ghost story now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
We've been waiting on you for like 30 minutes.
Okay, so so there was this, I guess she was a friend of mine who
you guess.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. Okay. Well,
go ahead.
Anyway, I don't want to get into too much detail because it's
okay.
Stuff,
I
gotta be judicious about that kind of stuff. Anyway,
it's okay.
She starts dating a guy who is a single dad. Mother is a complete fucking train wreck. Single dad is a good, wholesome, hardworking man with morals. Got fucked over by hooking up with a train wreck who apparently was really good at sucking dick. I don't know. Anyway, she got him to get married with her and have a kid. But, train wreck is
bad for him.
Train wreck gonna do what a train wreck does. Okay.
Yep.
So this guy is left, being a responsible single dad, being the guy, and he hooks up with my friend. They start dating, and I'm happy for them, because I'm friends with both of them. And I'm like,
yes,
hey guys,
yes, Kim, cool. Go to the garage, come back.
I'm glad you guys found each other. Okay, cool. And she gets along with the kid, she gets along with the dad, everything's hunky-dory. They're friends with me. The dad and the son, because of her friendship with me, actually start listening to our shows.
Oh wow.
He starts listening to our shows with back in the day with when we did with Jason. You remember when Jason's channel and Texas channel and Rob's, they were all one channel?
Yeah, everybody was on Texas Front Porch.
He's listening to that channel with his son on the way to school.
That's cool.
Because they're his girlfriend's buddy. And I'm like, wow. To the point where I would go visit them in North Carolina, and someone will run up to me and be like, hey, remember that episode you did with Jason about the Nephilim? I've got some questions. I'm feeling real uncomfortable right now because this is an 8-year-old kid. I'm feeling kind of uncomfortable around this. About
what
this.
You do, you look at him and go.
They're like, yeah, me and my dad,
number.
When he would drive me to school, we would sit there and listen to you and Jason talk. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this.
You tell him, here's Jason's number and email. Call him.
So,
yeah, right.
as the situation progresses, the girlfriend, because she's a very close friend of mine. We go like way back, right? And we talk very regularly because we're buddies. And then she's telling me like about how she's having problems, sleeping bedroom problems, not like that, but because every night the boy would come into their room because he was being harassed by, according to the boy, a little girl who would come out of the closet and sit on top of his dresser and just stare him down all night.
Oh,
and she was doing this
no.
every night.
Hell no.
And he would like come barging into the room, and she was like complaining to me about how it was driving her insane because he would barge in on her, their new couple time, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
She didn't take the little boy, she didn't take him seriously?
No, she took it seriously. That's why she told me this. Because she and she's close with me. We have paranormal talks. And she's just like, I think there's something actually going on. And I'm just like, I think there's something going on too.
That's not
fucked up.
I mean, the first time that ever happened.
Otherwise, outside of this, he's like a straight A kid. Like president of like sports, piano. Like this guy's like this kid's an overachiever.
But he's scared.
But then he's coming in every night scared shitless because there's a little fucking girl coming out of his closet, sitting on his dresser, staring him down at like 3 a.m.
Oh,
and it's cutting into
stop
her.
To that.
And she's like, "This is like actually ruining my sex life."
It doesn't have to. She could have stopped it right from the beginning.
Yep.
So they tell me about this.
That's right. Away.
So okay, so they tell me about this, right? And I'm like, okay, so. Because I would stay the weekend with them for like every other month because they're like my homies, they're my folks. Yeah. This is in North Carolina. So
them.
You know them.
Them.
So I go to their place, right? I'm staying the weekend.
Donnie, you took care of it. Right?
There's a reason why I say I'm the most powerful motherfucking psychic in the whole paranormal.
That's right. You're the man.
There's a reason why. I don't just talk on my ass.
I know your dream. You've never told anyone yet about on your show.
Okay, so my first night there, right?
Yep.
The father and the son, they're fanboys. They listen to my show.
Yeah.
And they're super happy because they haven't seen me in months. I show up. They've got all this shit to say about me, all these questions about the show they've been listening to with me and Jason. Meanwhile, they've been going through this shit. I already know about it. And then we finally sit down, like they cook like steak on the grill.
Yeah.
We sit down for dinner. We got
That's the only way to make steak. What are you talking about?
And then like everyone's sitting down, and for the first time, we have the discussion. I turn to the son with his dad next to him, and I'm like, tell me what's been going on, dude. What have you been seeing? And we had a very honest conversation as a family unit. Like he wasn't hiding anything. Like it was all just right there. Just tell me what's been happening. What's been going on? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I proceed to do afterwards. Here we go. After all three of them, I was already drunk at this point, but I didn't take a swig or nothing. But after all three said their piece, I'm like, I know what to do.
Yeah.
I marched my way up into that room.
Yeah.
Right. Where the closet where the girl's coming out of.
Yeah.
I opened the closet door just ajar. Lights were all turned off. There's like, kid shit everywhere.
Yeah.
I undo my belt buckle and I let my pants drop a bit. I stick my asshole out into the closet and I just rip it. I rip a wet one. All right. But then after I rip it, I close the door real quick just so the smell can linger.
Oh my gosh.
And I hold it there. Okay. But here's the thing.
That poor kid's clothes stunk for a week, didn't it?
Yeah, but
they got holes.
It was a necessary, It was a necessary sacrifice.
Collateral damage.
I let it linger there, and then suddenly I just opened it real quick. So the way the closet was situated, it was a closet, but then the kid's bed was right there. So like as soon as I opened it, I sit back on the bed, and I look straight into that closet where it was all like black. Like it was all black because the room was kind of dark, so it looked black. I sit down in the closet and I just kind of sit there, just kind of like this, right? And I just stare right into it. And I'm like, here's the thing. I just farted into your closet. You know what I did. I know you know what I did. I know you can perceive the smell because I know ghosts can perceive smells.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My intention has been made very clear. This is my line in the sand. This is where I'm at. This is how I think of you. Now, here's the thing. I know what you're doing with this kid, right? And I'm like kind of like through my third eye, kind of like psychically laser beaming these thoughts into that direction of that darkness in the closet. I'm like, I know exactly what the fuck you're doing. Now here's what's going to happen. There's something that you got to know about me, right? And I lean even further forward into the closet, and I proceed to like beam like everything about myself with regards to like the whole YouTube paranormal scene. Remember, Darlene, at the time I was really deep into like Cisco's whole thing.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And I basically just communicated.
Wasn't your first farting
not my first rodeo. And I communicated to the fact like I know all these psychics and mediums.
That's right.
I know all these YouTube personalities. I know exorcists. Believe me,
Pancho,
I can bring
we see you.
real fucking problems right now. Right? So here's
Donnie
the deal.
can bring it. Donnie can
you either leave this kid the fuck alone, or I'm going to make this a real motherfucking problem. And then I slammed the door shut. And then from that point on, they said there was no incident.
Right.
No incident. And I talked to them regularly. There was like,
because this wasn't your first rodeo either, Donnie.
No fucking incident.
Right.
So, yeah. That's my fucked up ghost story. Basically, the moral of the story is that Donny Cho kicks ass, and he's awesome.
Farts too.
And yeah. And if you're a hot single female, yo, I'm single. Here it is.
Now you all know when to run and hide.
Come and get it. Anyhows.
But, okay, so now we know. Farts scare away ghosts. Got it.
Well, Donnie's farts do. I'm not sure mine
would. Not the only ghost I farted on.
I don't want to be around when he does it. I don't want to be around.
Donnie's, yeah. Like I said, this wasn't Donnie's first rodeo, but yeah. Donnie and I go back a few years before even y'all getting exposed to us on the porch. You like how I did that y'all thing?
You got it almost down, Pat.
I know, almost. Well, not bad for a northern chick.
Hey, I'm married to a woman from Vermont. Does that tell you something right there?
Oh, God, love her. Oh,
hey, wait, Randy, what are Vermont people like? I've never met anyone from Vermont.
Oh, hey, no, it depends on who you ask.
I'm going to tell you all right now.
That's right.
People could talk about us Texans and Southern people that y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of rednecks. I'm telling you what, you go to New Hampshire and Vermont and into Maine, they're rednecks. They're just a different breed of redneck. Okay.
Totally.
Wait, you people don't want to meet New Jersey rednecks. You do not want to meet New Jersey rednecks. Believe me.
Well,
a different breed of
Maine and Vermont would eat them for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
New Jersey rednecks? That's a a feral breed of
would we're Vermont and Maine are like a whole nother breed.
You go up into Maine and piss somebody off, you're never found, much like Louisiana.
You're never found.
I'm just saying, New Jersey.
Like they don't need a Sasquatch to get rid of you.
We've got like feral people living in the Pine Barrens levels of rednecks.
They have
in New
feral
Jersey.
people everywhere in Maine.
Yeah. I'm just saying, we got.
Oh my God!
Don't underestimate.
We got people that
rednecks.
it's like up in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee and stuff. People that live without electricity, all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, I don't think that really happens a whole lot anymore.
Well, I don't know. It's probably been 15 years since
You know
I
what,
was
though? When it comes to Maine
there.
rednecks versus Dogman, I kind of feel like I would root for Dogman. Like,
That'd be
just
funny.
eat those rednecks, please, Dogman.
I think it'd be funny.
Fair.
Well, you know what was really strange to me? I grew up out at the base of Mount Rainier. And then I moved out to the East Coast and ended up in New Hampshire, lived there for all these years, and had all this idea that Sasquatch was a Washington, Oregon, Northern California, Canada thing.
Mm-hmm.
So then I go back in 2019, I go back to Washington State to help out my folks. And that took a few years. So during that time, you know, I'm walking through their little development. I lived with them because my dad was dying and wanted to be at home and all that sort of thing. So I'm doing the morning circuit with all the old people that live in this little development, walking the circuit, and this one guy that he comes out down his driveway and he comes to join us, and I said, "Oh, your house is for sale," and da-da-da. And come to find out, he found out I was from New Hampshire. And he looks at me and he stops and he said, "So you're going back?" I said, "Oh, yeah, eventually, you know, when I get done taking care of mom and dad." He goes, "Well, watch out for the Sasquatch." And I said, and I thought this was really weird because I'm in Washington State.
Yeah.
And he's telling me to watch out for Sasquatch in 3,500 miles away.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, how do you know about why are you warning me about out there?" He goes, "Oh, I'm from Maine." And it just like blew my mind, right?
Yeah.
Because I knew Donny then, but I didn't know Texas Front Porch or anything else. And I hadn't really watched
okay.
anything
I got a
Sasquatch related. Okay.
I've got a timeout one right here. You were on Mount Rainier a lot, right?
Yeah, all the time.
I see Poncho was looked over south edge of Mount Rainier, of course, and stuff. And several, I imagine some people have been up around, going up into Mount Rainier as you're driving into the national park part of it. Right before you get there, there's a place called the Wild Berry, I think is what it was called. It's a Sherpa restaurant. Right there on the right
side. Pies?
Yes.
Yeah.
That place is one of the best places I have ever eaten.
Oh, the boysenberry pies there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you got that. And then you got the actual cafe next to it that is actual Sherpa food. You know, you're like,
yeah.
What do Sherpa eat? What does Sherpa eat?
Dude, I don't know anymore. It's been 3 years since I was there.
I mean, is it like, wait, they got Sherpas where?
No, not out there. They didn't call them Sherpas.
It was like Native American food?
It was Himalayan food based on Sherpas that actually the people that owned it were actual Sherpas that lived there at the base of Mount Rainier.
Oh, so that's been since I moved away. Washington.
It was 2020. It was 2020. So.
Nah, don't believe that shit. No, those are them Sherpas who are trying to milk that the white people like. Ooh, look at this.
But that place you're talking about, I know the place you're talking about because it's very famous to stop there for their pies. And
wait, what was Sherpa food? What was it exactly?
I would buy their boysenberry syrup. Oh,
they make a type of dumpling. I can't remember what it was called. Kind of like a pot sticker type thing. Yeah. They make a dumpling. They had that, and of course, they had several different styles of soup. And
lentils and goat meat.
Yeah, a lot of goat meat. There was a lot of
goat meat. That's what Sherpa food is. It's just boiled goat meat. They just boil the shit out of goat meat.
That's
whatever they did.
That's like 90% of their diet is boiled goat.
Those things were outstanding. They were great. And then
I mean, I'm sure they could boil the shit out of some goat meat, but
and then you go back to
anything other than that,
you got huckleberry pies. You know.
Yeah. We had huckleberries all over in the. It depends on, Mount Rainier is huge, so it depends on where you are, east or west. I was on the western side.
Okay.
But you know, there's the Saddleback side based on, because it's Mount Rainier is a volcano that blew its top and
way
everything.
back when.
So there's different views, you know, on whether you're on the eastern or the western. But I live 40 miles from about almost 3,000 feet above sea level.
I'll be back.
That's where I grew up.
Do a quick bathroom and smoke run.
In fact, our high school was built with the library facing the mountain.
Yeah.
With 3 floors of glass. And if the weather was clear, because the sun would rise behind Mount Rainier, if the weather was clear, and we used to say if the mountain was out, meaning it wasn't covered in clouds, if the mountain was out and the sun would rise, we were already in school, we would be dismissed for like 15 minutes to go and gather all 3 floors of the high school toward those windows so we could watch the sun rise and turn the mountain pink and orange and everything. Yeah. It was amazing.
That's cool.
It was I mean, this is in the 60s and the late and the mid 70s is when I graduated. So, you know, we had all the whole serial killer thing happening with Green River Killer and the I-95 and, you know, Ted Bundy. I mean, they were all having a great time.
What's going on, Ghost Lore?
But, hi, Ghost Lore. But it was a great place to grow up.
Yeah, well, you know, of course, my daughter was up there for a while, but I got a friend who retired up there out of Fort
Lewis.
Yeah, out of Fort Lewis. Lewis McCord is what it is now.
You know? Well, now it's now they
Joint Base Lewis McCord or whatever they want to call
it. When I grew up, they were 2 separate bases.
Exactly. That's the way it always was. But when I was there before too, but he retired out of there as an E9 there out of he was a medical sergeant major, and when he retired, he bought land on that western side of Rainier. And he's a big hiker guy, you know, so I went out to see him and stuff. And I mean, he's got 20, 30 acres and it's all bottomland right there before you get up to Rainier. And I'm like, this is one of the most amazing pieces of land I've ever seen in my life. It was beautiful, green as could be. I mean, we're talking about July, you know,
ferns.
I'm looking at it.
All the ferns, aren't the ferns, the sword ferns, amazing the way they grow at the base of those huge trees, so huge fern trees. Fir trees.
Yep.
Hi, Aristal. Did you go up on the Olympic Peninsula any?
No, I didn't get up. there. We were going to, but we ended up getting done. We did fireworks stuff there, and then a couple of days later, I had the 2 daughters. I carried my grandkids up there, then picked up the 2 daughters that were staying up there, and brought them back with me. Of course, you know, we hit Grand Teton and Yellowstone on the way up, and then we hit them both on the way back down too.
Oh, how nice.
Well, I told them, I said, listen, if I'm driving through this area of the country, y'all are talking about going through Utah and Nevada and up through Idaho. So why am I bypassing the Yellowstone? That doesn't make any sense.
It's right here.
If I might as well just take this all the way up. And I mean, we're hitting parts of Montana that I've never seen before, and got up there. We hit 90 and shot 90 the rest of the way across.
Oh, yeah. I've drove coast to coast like 4 times in my life. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I used to have some relatives. This is also back in the late 70s. That were stationed in at the Coast Guard base at the northwesternmost point of the continental 48, called Nia Bay.
Yeah, Nia Bay. Yeah,
Nia Bay, and it's like an Indian reservation. And we're going to put this little Coast Guard station here. and that's
what it was.
It
could have been on Kodiak.
Oh yeah, right. And in fact, they were living there, and I was in my senior year of college at Wazoo, Washington State University in Pullman, Washington, which is over 9 miles, for those of you that don't know, 9 miles from the border of Idaho. So you have the big mountain range in between, and it divides the state of Washington into two distinctly
different areas,
completely different climates and everything. Everything is different east and west of the mountain.
Yeah.
Yakima. And so I was over. Well, yeah, and we were like 90 miles from Yakima, Pullman, Washington.
Yep.
So we were there when Mount St. Helens blew her lid in May of 1980.
Yeah.
And we didn't, because, you know, there was no internet and hardly anybody had cable TV back then. That was brand new. So it was a nice sunny day in May, and it was going to be warm. We were going to go down to the Snake River and have a party and do what kids do.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. And we looked out over the skyline. We were in a basement apartment on a cliff, and we could look out. We had a bit of a view. Pullman, you know, that whole area is very flat. It's wheat and potato fields. So it's very, very flat. And we had this completely jet black at like 10 o'clock in the morning, jet black, completely straight line in the sky on the horizon.
Yep.
And clouds don't move like that.
No.
And they don't look like that. And we're like, what? I don't know what this is, but, you know, it's going to be hot. And blah, blah, blah. We're going to get ready to go down to the river. Well, about 2 hours later, we heard on the news or from people calling us or something that Mount St. Helens had erupted. And and not only erupted, but it was like a huge thing.
Yeah.
So fast forward we canceled the trip to go down to the Snake River by like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll never forget. I went to take my dog outside, and so it was a basement apartment on a cliff. And so we went out under the overhang from the floor above us. I couldn't see the not porch light, but you know, you put a pole light up on your sidewalk in your yard. So it's maybe like 10 feet from me. I couldn't see it was on. I couldn't see it. 4 o'clock in the afternoon in May. That's how much ash was in the air. And I've never heard such silence. It's weird to not hear any. And I mean, you know, it snowed a lot over there. I knew what it was like to be out in the environment when it had snowed and it was muffled. This was weird. This was, when I hear people talk about their encounters with cryptids or Sasquatch, and they say there was no it was silent and it was eerie, it brings me back to then when Mount St. Helens blew. And it was 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, and there was no sound, nothing, no sound. My dog, he was so freaked out, he would not leave from under that overhang. He's like, I don't care how bad I gotta pee, I'm not going anywhere. I don't know what's going on, but
it's not right.
And so then ensued like a week of weirdness about living in volcanic ash. And we only got like 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah, you didn't get nothing compared to the rest of them then.
And I'm telling you, it was weird. We went from, I could go on. I need to shut up and let you guys talk. But it was really weird. But I'm telling you, with this whole Mount St. Helens thing, they didn't know what the hell was happening. First, they told us it was acidic and you should rub all your animals down. They were telling all the farmers to rub their cattle down with vegetable oil and everything else, because if you got it wet, it would burn them. It would be acidic. Pray for rain so it will wash away. So we all prayed for rain. Guess what? It rained. It shorted out all the transformers. Now we had no power. And they said, and before that, they had told us it'll dissolve in water. Go out there and spray everything down. And then we ran out of water, so we were on water rationing. They said, pray for rain. We prayed for rain. It rained. Then they found out it conducted electricity, shorted out everything. So now we had no water, no electricity. It's like freaking hot. It's like 90, 95 degrees outside. They're saying, close all your windows. Don't go outside. Cover up with all your snow gear if you go outside, because it'll burn you and kill you with it. Oh my God. It was so insane. Oh my God. I never want to see volcanic ash ever again in my life.
I can understand that.
Damn.
That's the snow, yeah.
Could you imagine what the people over at Vesuvius went through? When you see all those bodies.
Oh my God.
You're just like, God damn, what the fuck did they see?
Oh.
They didn't have time to figure it out.
No, they didn't.
They're all just like huddled up in a fetal position and be like, we're screwed.
Well, yeah, I mean, you talk about pyroclastic flow, you know, that got
them.
They were burnt before they even knew what happened. But those the figures that you see there, obviously, those are plaster casts that were done inside the ash as they were excavated. The encased part, because the remains were already gone for the most part by the time they were excavated the entire area. So what they did, they actually injected plaster and such into it so they could cast the bodies, the death mask type things is what they did. And it was like, I was like, wow, that's just
it's kind of eerie to me to look at those casts, the expressions on the people's faces and everything. It's very to me it feels invasive.
I don't want to see their face per se. I understand their whole, you know, the whole way they died, half of them. You could see in their body position the pictures that you see of the women that are holding their kids, their babies and such.
Trying to protect them and everything.
Trying to protect them. Yeah, there's just nothing you could do.
No.
And that would be the same today. If it blew today and they still had another place down there, it's going to get the same stuff. Nobody's going to be able to get out of the way fast enough at all.
No, because it's just have you watched any of the footage they have of how quickly like St. Helens lost that whole face? If you take a plane ride today and the weather is clear and the mountains are out, the pilot will fly you around so you can see.
Yeah.
You know, and so like one side of St. Helens is fine and the other side is just like, and all of that vaporized and mudslide like Spirit Lake gone in a flash. I mean, it's just staggering. It's just staggering.
And the sheer power of it all, too.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine that with what they keep talking about with not Yosemite, but Yellowstone being a super volcano that it is?
Yeah.
When it blows, you're talking about the heart of America gone.
Yeah, it's like nothing you can do.
From us up to Canada, us in Texas, you know, all the way up to Canada, and California's probably gone. The majority of maybe not quite to New York, but you're talking about the vast majority of the center of the country gone.
You know what what the Yellowstone super caldera eruption would be? It would essentially just be God pulling the plug on America.
Yeah,
be like,
that's exactly what it'd be.
It's a wrap. You guys
I don't think it would be a global.
You guys had your time.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be a global killer, but you know, it's going to cause some serious issues. And if it does,
America's going to be done.
Blows,
America itself is going to be done. Yeah.
Other than the East Coast, for the most part, you can forget it.
Yeah.
There'll be some parts of Texas because I think it won't go all the way down south, but to where I'm at in the DFW area, yeah, it's probably gone. If not, it's going to be so covered up with crap, you're going to be digging out for months.
I don't know. It just, I don't know enough scientifically to talk intelligently about this, but you have the force of the blast, and then you have the atmospheric conditions, and how it travels across the globe. Mm-hmm. But you get to various archaeological sites from ancient times, where they can in the substructure, of the earth, they can uncover evidence of other pyroclastic events and say, well, this rocked the world for quite a while here. Yeah.
Well,
it's sobering.
If you think about it, some of the computer models, and I don't know if they're right or not, I couldn't tell you, but the computer models you see people doing on a lot of those super volcano shows and all that other stuff.
Hold You're talking about ground zero. I just gotta police something in the chat. Hey, Davey Crotchkick, don't talk about masturbation on my show. Masturbation talk is not cool. If you want to talk about forcefully, manually getting your penis erect and ejaculating, do that on another show. Don't do that masturbation talk here, son. That's not cool. That makes the females uncomfortable. Don't.
Okie dokie.
Okay? If you want to masturbate, just do that on your own time. Just don't talk about it.
Nobody needs to know.
Nobody needs to know that.
That's why his camera cuts off right here.
I mean, I masturbate all the time. I don't talk about it. I mean, damn, dude.
You're talking about it now.
Some things are better left in private.
Talk in the chats. All I gotta say.
Yeah,
anyway,
baby.
Yeah. Just because you're thinking it doesn't mean you gotta fucking spew it out into the fucking chat. That's all I gotta say. I mean, I think about it all the time.
That goes in my whole be kind of thought process. Just because you can say something doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
And that applies to all kinds of stuff.
I mean, shit, I masturbate all the time. Doesn't mean I got to fucking narrate it.
Including me when I get pissed off. Just because I can say something doesn't mean I should.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a lot more fun when you do say it.
Yeah, well, I'm perfectly capable of handing somebody their face if they piss me off. But I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. So don't piss me off.
Yes, ma'am.
But yes, the whole volcanic eruptions.
They're talking about ground zero. Ground zero from Yellowstone alone would take out Montana, Wyoming, most of Idaho, freaking Utah, Colorado, and into Nebraska. Just ground zero. You're talking about pyroclastic flow destruction. That's not ash. That's
not ash.
Explosion. Mm-hmm. That's just initial explosion.
And that's not seismic activity and aftershocks.
But you know what the good thing about all that is, though? The comforting thought behind all that is, okay, the pyroclasmic blast, Mount St. Helens, so catastrophic, right? But think of all the dead Bigfoot. Think of all the dead Bigfoot.
No.
Think of Bigfoot just being mowed down by
Mount
St. Helens. I don't know about you guys, but
they would know.
There were a lot from Mount St. Helens. That should make my nipples hard,
folks.
But not the Colorado scenario.
Now here's the thing.
Healthy Sasquatch population elsewhere.
We need to have a real honest conversation about cryptids and Bigfoot. Okay, let me just lay it out here real quick.
I don't put them in the same category.
Initially, earlier in this episode, I said I care least about cryptids. Let me expound on that point a little bit, if you would entertain this. Okay. One of the reasons why I find cryptids the least interesting is because I feel like the cryptid community cannot agree on what they would do with cryptids. Here's my point. There are some in the cryptid community who are all about just proving that Bigfoot exists to the world so that everyone accepts Bigfoot. Why? What's the point of that? So you're going to have dumb, random motherfuckers all of a sudden believing in Bigfoot? There's going to be a lot more way dumb shit going on.
Yeah.
All right. What's the point of that? Oh, so the whole world can accept Bigfoot? What's the fucking point of a bunch of dumb motherfuckers all of a sudden realizing that Bigfoot is real? That's going to lead to like way more dumb shit.
And here's the other question you got to ask. What are you going to do with yourself after you do prove it?
Oh,
because now you have nothing to be
Bigfoot
crazy about, you know?
It's like, why? What the fuck is the point of that?
I think they hate being called Bigfoot.
Okay. So then there's the other camp that's just like
Sasquatch.
You know, Bigfoot is like supernatural, spiritual, demonic, Nephilim, extra dimensional.
I hate the Nephilim thing.
Like super, like fucking
Nephilim has nothing to do with Sasquatch.
Oh, you that Star Trek.
We talked about this earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, you got like every motherfucking superpower there is. He can like Doctor Strange everything. Okay, you one of them motherfuckers. You're just like Harry Pottering this shit. They're Harry Pottering Bigfoot.
That's bullshit.
Right? That's what they're doing.
It's bullshit.
Harry Potter motherfuckers, but they apply that shit to Bigfoot. That's the other end of the extreme. And then there's some big, cryptid people who are like, we should just kill them all. We should just kill them. Just fucking kill them. Just annihilate them. They're menaces. They're all demons.
No, they're not.
So
I'm believe
feeling like, okay, cryptid community is just a bunch of motherfuckers who can't even decide what they want to do with cryptids.
I think there's a certain element. Oh God, this is gonna get me in trouble.
We're all already in trouble anyway. So.
Oh yeah,
I think there's a certain amount.
It's the drunk cast. That's why I advertised it.
A certain element of the cryptid, self-professed cryptid hunter, whatever, that are just idiots with a gun. Can I say that? Just idiots with a gun. Looking to shoot whatever and, go after their moment of glory and whatever they perceive will happen. Great for them.
If they even know how to kill it.
If they even manage to not shoot one of their own party in the process.
I was about to say, that's the one thing that worries me the most because most of them going out there shouldn't have a weapon in their hands.
I know. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then,
Don't just because you hear a noise in the bushes, shoot it.
Now, Randy, imagine if all of a sudden a whole bunch of random ass motherfuckers all of a sudden realize Bigfoot is real. Could you imagine the fucking chaos? All the random assholes marching into the woods with like firearms and Molotov cocktails and shit.
But there's the thing though, if that happened, it wouldn't be a Frankenstein thing like you're talking about. It'd be the fact that once it's actually proven, the government steps in and immediately protects them. And guess what? All those areas that people used to go in fishing and hunting and stuff like that, guess what? Protected areas, you cannot touch it no more.
No access.
And if you do have access, you got to pay out the teeth to get it. Because they're going to make money on it.
And I really, oh, man, I really have to give a due amount of credence to people like Martin and Matt Emsch, and I just watched again Matt Emsch his interview with What Lurks Beneath, Josh.
Yeah.
And just last night, I watched it for like the second time, and he's telling me of him. He's 14 years old, and his 4 buddies, and they're in the steel mills, the old abandoned steel mills there, and their dogman or whatever the hell it was. I believe him. He was in fear of his life, and so were his buddies that were with him, and they had no means of processing what they were seeing and what had threatened them, and it affected them for decades. And he's only, recently being able to talk about it. So I don't know. I don't know where maybe the priest he went to, that his family took him to, and that believed him. The priest was one of the few people that believed his encounter stories as a young boy, and said, "You did experience this, and there is more to this world than most people know. And you were saved by divine intervention." So I don't know. I hope to hell if I ever encounter anything like that,
yeah,
he'll probably kill my lily white old lady ass.
Don't worry, darling. I'll be there next
What
year.
am I gonna do?
I will fight him off.
that's all right. Don't worry.
don't
I will
care.
defend you.
We'll throw the
I don't
Korean
care.
away.
I know his weakness. I will defend
I
you.
don't care. You gotta die sometime. I'd like to not die by violence, but whatever.
Don't worry, girl. I got you.
My luck, you won't be with me. I'm gonna die alone. I know this.
I know how to kill Dogman, by the way. I know exactly how to kill Dogman.
Well,
I've been waiting on sharing it.
Kind of think I know how, but
I know how to actually kill
What do I know? Like I said, I'm just this old 66-year-old white lady.
Hey, I'm a middle-aged random ass Asian dude who just masturbates too much. So,
You said we weren't supposed to talk about that.
I mean, fucking David Kroshkit was the one who brought it up. So
No, he was claiming
he brought it up.
Davey said he was.
I blame you.
No, Davey said something. I could only catch some of chat because I'm not good to multi. I retired.
Okay.
I don't have to multitask
I feel like
anymore.
we've been on long enough, but before we go, I feel
he feels like Darlene should shut up.
No. It's not that. I mean,
just need more booze.
We've been on for 147. This is way longer than Donny Cho normally goes. You know this.
Oh my God, I'm way past my bedtime.
Are you crying?
But there's one last thing that we have to do before we go.
No crying in podcasting. What are you talking about?
What?
Donny,
I love that
Crying?
commercial. There's no crying in Dog Podcast. Dogman doesn't let any crying.
Okay, there's one last thing we have to do before
Randy.
we go. Are you guys ready?
Okay.
Final thing. We have to force Randy to watch K-pop. That's the last thing. It's
Randy,
my show, goddamn
no, Donny, you better pick
my
a good
goddamn
one.
show.
Donny,
This is what happens on Donny's show.
Hold on.
Randy must watch K-pop.
Let me put on my laser glasses. Okay.
And I will let this video go incognito by YouTube for this sake. But Randy is fucking watching K-pop tonight. If it's the last thing I do. You ready?
Hey, I've watched the freaking.
You ready?
I have watched the freaking Family Guy K-pop episode. So does that count?
Oh, no, but you haven't watched actual K-pop, have you?
It's the only K-pop I want to see.
All I gotta say then, Randy, is welcome to my world.
Nasty one.
Welcome.
Give him a good one.
Nice to have you.
Just so everybody knows.
Welcome to my world.
Just so everybody knows, the next time I deal with him, we're going to have David Allen Coe on here, just out of spite.
Who's David Allen Coe?
Oh my God! Never mind. I'm not talking to you right now.
Oh, another fucking Korean dude. If he's another fucking Korean dude, well, then guess what? He's
not Korean. Trust me.
When
you hear some of his songs, you'll wonder how this guy ever got on the air in the first place.
David Coe, my ass. This is
David
Donny.
Allen Coe. Don't say.
Okay. Anyway, right. Behold, Randy. Welcome to the world of
Donnie. You had better give him a good one to watch.
I put on my cataract glasses.
Oh, her.
Oh, I love this one.
I know you do.
Certified freak. 10 days a week. The way she's moving got me crazy, got me weak.
Why am I watching Mercedes Monet?
Don't talk shit about Yuki. She's a goddess.
She's doing the whole.
Everybody
How much does she cost again?
This is a haunted house, baby.
Yeah, I can take no more.
With the stripper pole?
She got the thing that I'm looking for. Due to my barrymore.
And she's a freak too?
She's a certified freak. 10 days a week. The way she's moving got me crazy.
Yeah, fuck your country music.
Okay. First of all,
her
idea of freak, obviously, and my idea of freak are two different things.
This is so funny because she's making fun of so many things.
She got the thing that I'm looking for. Due to my barrymore.
I'd pay money to see her in a Saw daggum movie.
She's certified freak. 10 days a week.
Don't you think she's kind of imitating Taylor Swift while she's doing this?
She's only one of 5. She's not even the craziest one of the group. There are 5. She's not one of them. You haven't seen the whole group united. You haven't seen the Voltron that is K-pop.
Are you sure she's Korean?
Stop. Hold up. Wait a minute. Everybody knows that she can freak you with it. Gonna test trial like Honda Civic. Feel like too fast, gonna speeding ticket. You get me higher. Look in the mirror,
Clifford.
I see a fire. Baby, I'm
No,
dreaming.
Clifford, right?
Making me speechless. That's me. Loving the way you smell. Yeah, everybody wants a little piece. I'll be on the throne. Did you know that I'm the queen?
Do these people ever shut up? Oh, don't make me don't even try. I know they're not playing their own damn instruments.
10 days a week. The way she's moving got me crazy, got me weak. I'm certified free. I'm on my knees. I'm begging, please. The way she's looking like a movie, baby, please.
Randy, there actually is serious talent behind K-pop, more than this video shows.
Let me think about it a little bit longer. Yeah, no.
Not based on this video. Sorry, Donnie.
All right. So shall we sign out? Is this now the right time?
Candy
Thanks for
Quahog
putting up with
Marshmallow.
me.
All right, here we go, baby. Peace out, bitches.
See ya.